the Sports Betting Network.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Live in Vegas. Circa Resort and Casino. Busy. Follow the Money coming up today. Great guests on the program. Former GM, Major League Baseball with the Mets, Jim Duquette, coming up bottom of the hour on tomorrow's deadline in Major League Baseball. Glenn Clark covers the Ravens in Baltimore in studio later on. Mike Palm, the VP here of Circa, and Matt Humans on the program a little bit later on today as well. Paulie, how you doing on a Wednesday?
Good, feeling good. Good stuff. Great action. And what drama we had for this great prop.
Okay, so we, I think, say this like every single end of the month, going on 3+ years now. It is one of the best sweats in any sport, and it comes down to the wire somehow, some way in almost every. It didn't last month with Houston. I think they cleared it no problem, or with a couple of days left. But here's what was going on today for the most wins in the month of July in Major League Baseball. Circa offers it. DraftKings offers it. Caesars, they put up odds like a week before every month rolls around. So going into today, Toronto, they had 17 wins with 8 losses. That plays in because of certain tiebreakers. They were between 20 and 28 to 1, depending on the book. The Brewers in action right now getting crushed, 17-6. They were as high as 60 to 1 that I saw. And Boston, they entered 16-7. They needed a minor miracle and almost got it. Our buddy Chris Massero had them at 89 to 1. So Blue Jays had the leg up, while Brewers, depending on where the tiebreaker would come into play. In that game that just finished in Baltimore, Orioles led 3-0, Paulie. They led again 5-3. Blue Jays took the lead 9-5. Orioles made it 9-8. They had the bases loaded with 1 out in the 7th.
Correct.
And they could not score another run for the rest of the game.
Got out of it. And Toronto had to have it anyways. You don't want to get swept in a 4-game series in Baltimore as well. So that was huge. So Toronto finished a win ahead of Boston?
They finished the month 18-8.
Yep.
Boston finished 17-7.
Okay, because I was going to see at least if Massero could get, because Will Hill Caesars, it's just dead heat. There's no tiebreakers. So if you have the same amount of wins, you just cut it in half and you get at least a payout there. So the drama here and what happened. Imagine if Boston could have got there with what had to happen.
So here again, here's the breakdown again. If so, for Massero's sake anyway, betting it here at Circa at 89 to 1. Again, they only pay out one team. There is no dead heat, right? So it comes down to tiebreakers. Number one tiebreaker is fewest losses. So if Boston, is that game over with now?
Yeah, 13-1.
13-1.
Yeah.
So that, by the way, that 12-run differential is key here. So they won by 12 runs today. They finished 17-7. They had to have that win. Milwaukee obviously would have to lose this game. They're getting smoked right now by the Cubs, and they had to have Toronto lose the game. So in theory, all three teams would finish with 17 wins.
Yeah.
But they also needed, because Milwaukee had a 7-run differential going into the game. That's the second tiebreaker here at Circa. So Boston needed to outscore Milwaukee by 8 runs today. Hello, 13-1.
Yep.
And right now, Brewers trail 8-3. All of this was happening.
He had it.
And Baltimore blew the game against Toronto.
Could have hedged a little bit. Maybe could have got creative.
I'm sure I texted him. I haven't heard back yet, but I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
It is. It is. August, here we come. Get ready for another month. Oh, that's good. How high was Toronto? Because
I saw them 28 to 1.
No.
Oh, sorry.
In play. Remember? Because DK updates this on a regular basis.
I saw, by the way, I'm glad you brought that up. If you go back to Saturday night after they beat the Tigers, they had a 3-game lead in this market. Mm-hmm. They had 17 wins. The next closest teams had 14. Like, it's all over with pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Then they lost Sunday. They lost the first 3 to the Orioles. And, oh, my God, it's suddenly squeaky bum time.
God.
They were – I didn't track it the whole time. I saw 1,400 at one point.
Oh, you did?
Yes,
okay.
I did.
All right. I saw 12.
But it's crazy how it comes down to the wire like this every single time.
That's good. Yep.
Damn.
Yep.
So Toronto's going to take it down.
I'd rather do that at Will Hill and Caesars.
With the dead heat?
Yeah. Because I'd leave a bad taste in my mouth. Not that I'm ripping people here, but I just how you go. No, it worked out in your favor with that Guerrero Perez thing one year with most home runs. They don't want to pay out. They only want to have one winner here.
Right.
Okay, that's fine. But once you get to these tiebreakers and things that could go against you and stuff, I mean, that's.
Well,
I'd just
remember-
rather say, okay, I would win. We just, split it in half.
I'm not complaining here. A win's a win. But I did have the Tigers, in the month of May, I believe, when they had a commanding lead late in that month. The Cardinals suddenly got blazing hot, and it came down to like one other team. Again, 3 teams in the mix. And that I'm staring at a 16-1 clear-cut winner, and that turns into a 3-way split, and I cashed for like plus 460, I believe, was the overall dead heat ruling in my favor.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a win, but again, it's not like cashing a full bet at 16-1 on that.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
That kind of stung the bag a little bit.
Sure. And the bases were loaded with 1 out, and the Brewers got out of it. So now they went from 24-1 to 12-1 in play to come back down 8-3 in the bottom of the 6th. And I know you're president of the Freddie Peralta fan club.
Okay.
I mean, he came in 7-0 with a 2.64 in the last 9, but Freddie had nothing.
That would be my biggest
Cubs
concern
light
for
him
this
up.
team in the playoffs.
And, of course, Bush leads off the game with a home run.
Oh, he didn't last night?
Today
he did that.
Yeah, that's right. Right. That's right.
Good stuff there.
Not yesterday. Today he did it. Yeah.
They did not come through last night.
No.
One day after Rhino passed away.
No.
But today it's looking good. And, Peralta, that's my biggest concern, I think, going into the playoffs with this team. You pit him up against a true number 1 for like Peralta against Zach Wheeler.
Who would you start? I'd go with the kid.
I think I might too. But
Woodruff's been great, too.
What are the nerves like for the kid, though, if he has a game 1 start?
I think he's got the balls of a burglar. I think he'll be okay.
That depends if
you
they
wanna
let
get
him
nuts?
show those balls.
Sure, that's another good point, too. Could you go Woodruff, Miz, Peralta?
I'm not opposed to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they will. And they'll go Peralta because he's been the mainstay there and reliable this year, but not today. So that kind of hurts as well. But I think you're right, too, Paulie. Toronto kind of had to have that game. All of a sudden, again, baseball, very long season. Crazy things happen. Teams can be really good for 2 weeks and then fall on their faces. That's what they were looking at by getting swept against Baltimore today. They didn't. And so they got out of there with at least 1 win. But look at how many runs were scored. Is that going to be a takeaway here? Is that watch out for Baltimore with this offense now and kind of bad pitching to maybe play their games over?
Yeah. Good angle.
Their high totals are like around 10 against Toronto, but 3 out of the 4 games in the series, no problem whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah. And now it gets interesting with what happens tomorrow with what we see with the trades and movers and shakers. And if you go for it. That's the other.
Are you surprised by how few trades we've had so far?
Yes, I am. I thought it would continue after what we saw, and there was a lot of activity the last couple of days.
Yeah.
Now it's slowed down, but let's see if we can get a big one at least. We haven't had a big one yet. Let's get a nice trade. I mean, you think Suarez has got to go, and Arizona's going to. I would think Kelly would be right behind him too.
Well,
Right?
So people again like baseball guys, baseball media. Suarez doubled in his final at bat today in that game, and they're adamant about this. They said it will be his final at bat in a Diamondbacks uniform, like he is going to get dealt. But like, what's the bidding war going to be like?
Got to go to Seattle. Unacceptable last night.
It's a bad loss.
Soriano had been Severino 0-9 at home.
Yeah.
With ERA a 7 and change, and he shuts you down. Come on.
1 run the entire game.
Yeah, that's bad.
But doesn't that tie into like, man, these numbers? This goes back a good month now. A lot of you have at least 1 fishy number every night in baseball. At least 1.
You do.
Wasn't that the game last night?
That's it. That was it.
We touched on it at the end of the show.
No chance.
Oh, they were out of it immediately.
Uh-huh.
The Phillies-White Sox game still under a delay?
Yes.
This is
it's on the board still. They
Okay.
got it up in the post. Yeah, probably go in 15 minutes. I'm seeing one site says it goes in 15 minutes. Who knows? Walker $1.30 against Alexander, and they're underway.
Oh, it's not going to be Hauser anymore?
No Hauser.
No Hauser. They yanked
No
him.
Hauser. Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And as we said, how could Verlander be $1.70? Look at this, Pirates. What a funny sport.
Well.
Now they've won 7 of 8, and they've allowed only 13 runs, and the Giants can't hit. And since they made the Devers trade, they have the worst record in baseball, and they have the worst offense. Unbelievable.
Yep.
And he's like 2 for his last 19.
Several of the metrics at the very bottom. We should have been much. You brought that up again yesterday. Should have been much stronger on that, Paulie.
I know.
Verlander's laying
It's a
above
whiff.
70.
Put it on the list.
Okay.
We'll read them coming up. That's another whiff. Guy has 1 win on the season. He's $1.70.
Yeah.
And Falter was good again. But again, it doesn't matter who they're throwing because the Giants can't hit. So that's been great. And then I want to see what Cleveland does. I mean, they're in this. And if you say, hey, could they get to 86 wins? What they're on pace for? They got Twins, White Sox, Marlins, Braves, Arizona coming up. And if you get Bieber back,
Well, is he going to get dealt?
Probably. But I know the
7.
Class A thing, the timing's a killer as well. But, I mean, you're looking around, and a lot of these teams are losing, or they're flawed.
Yeah.
You say, why not? We could sneak in and do this. And especially just point to what happened last year with Detroit.
So I'll give you one trend that Steve Mackinnon has today on VSiN.com. And it did involve the Phillies-White Sox game. That was when Hauser was still going. But here's the angle. Back teams with a better bullpen rating per his numbers. They're all available at VSiN.com, and starting pitcher rating if that team has an even or worse record. In 2025 so far, when he does this, the record is 142 and 88, plus 41.9 units, ROI of 18.2%. For the full 2024 regular season, teams in this scenario were plus 35 units. The White Sox would have qualified today with Hauser, but he's no longer going. And Tampa Bay at around plus 118 qualifies tonight as they take on Will Warren and the Yankees.
Closing time. Last call. Tomorrow, the last day to get our football special for 175 through the Super Bowl. And it's here. Hall of Fame game tomorrow. Lines 2 and 33. Trey Lance getting the start. All access passed. Everything we do, everything we cover, every best bet, every host, every guest. The NFL betting guide's already out. The college football guide hits next week. Get the real-time betting splits, the on-demand shows, the dog videos, the analytics, the tools, the betting systems. Last day to get the special price, VSiN.com/subscribe. You cannot be serious. 175 through the Super Bowl. VSiN.com/subscribe.
AFC North coming up next. We'll look at some bets inside the division. For example, Derrick Henry is such a big favorite to lead in rushing yards and touchdowns. You have to leave a little room for the unknown. We'll discuss next here on VSiN.
What's the guarantee? Eric?
Mike, time to make history. Players in Circa Million make 5 picks against the spread each week with quarterly and full season payouts.
Circa Survivor entries choose one team each week with no point spread. The last one standing wins it all.
We have $21 million on the line. Are you in? Visit circasports.com for details.
So, Paulie, have you had a chance to read the VSiN Daily yet?
Yeah. Came in at 3 a.m. What's Bill doing up that late?
Well, rumor has it starts off with a 12-hour meditation session.
Then he just pours himself over film and live TV, really focusing and taking it all in. Bill's in with the biggest insiders, talking trade secrets, strategies, the whole nine, absorbing the info.
And then and only then can the writing process begin.
In Las Vegas, Bill's late night becomes your early morning. Wake up to the very latest betting insights in your inbox with the VSiN Daily. Sign up for free at vsin.com/newsletter.
On the next Money Moves, Ariel Epstein joins me, Stormy Bonantoni, as we continue our march to the start of the NFL season. Is Christian McCaffrey an early season stay away this year or a buy on? Thor Nystrom of MB Fantasy Life will break down who you should add and who you should stay away from this year in your fantasy draft. We'll also kick off the 2025 season officially with the Hall of Fame game between the Los Angeles Chargers and Detroit Lions. It's all happening starting at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, right here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Jim Duquette coming up in 15 minutes. We'll talk Major League Baseball deadline deals with him at that time. We're a day away from that happening. Paulie here. Our division previews continue in the National Football League today. The AFC North, and for many weeks I've been saying that the Buffalo Bills in the East at minus 250 I think is a gift, and it should be closer to $5. I'm looking at division prices here in the North. At DraftKings, Baltimore's minus 165. Here at Circa, they're minus 149. Shouldn't they be closer to where the Bills are at? I mean, you really have to buy into Cincinnati or Pittsburgh here.
Yeah, and I completely changed my mind on Cincinnati as well when I read Warren Sharp's preview. But how big is the likely injury? That's big. And
they'll be fine.
Okay, fine.
They'll be fine.
Okay, so can I interest you then in the exact order of, because I know you love Aaron Rodgers, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Cleveland, 5-1. You want that? Baltimore, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Cleveland is plus 275. Because I'm with you. Baltimore wins the division. The Browns are a factory of sadness. However you want to finish. I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers can get in there and Cincinnati can't stop anything again and Rodgers has a great going-out party and this is it. The last dance.
I'm in.
Okay.
I think that's a good bet. Good
it's
angle.
Not bad, yeah.
I had this in my notes. The 1-2 exact at DraftKings, Ravens, Bengals plus 160, Ravens, Steelers plus 275.
Oh, that's plus 2. Okay.
Yeah. That way you only have to worry about two teams.
Okay. Yeah.
But
I didn't see that
you're not going to get
bad.
that 5-1 that you talked about, but.
Yeah. Not bad. Okay, go ahead.
Because you brought up in the South, right?
Yeah.
To compare divisions here, you like the exacta there because you think like Texas maybe a clear winner there, and you think Tennessee's going to be the clear fourth place team.
Yeah, and I threw a lot of these out just because on the price. I mean, some of the prices are so low because of how and who's favored to win the division. But that one caught my eye because yes, I'm very confident Houston wins it. Tennessee's in last. It's either 9-1 or 12-1. Pick your poison. You want Jacksonville second or third.
Yeah, and with this one, I'm like extremely confident Baltimore's going to win the division. And I'm even more confident Cleveland's going to finish in fourth place. So that way you could look, I mean, for the people who are super high in Cincinnati as well, like I get it. The offense is super sexy. They're going to score a zillion points again this year. Burrow is the man. They have maybe the best wide receivers in football. I already bet Chase Brown to win Offensive Player of the Year. I get all that. But you have to, it's two sides of football here, and special teams, by the way. Mm-hmm. So three, really. If you compare the Baltimore defense to the Cincinnati defense, I'm looking at unit rankings across. It's not even close.
Let me get the audience off Cincinnati. For anyone who's on Cincinnati, let me get you off Cincinnati. Burrow's been sacked 164 times in the last 4 years, second most in the NFL. Their defense last year was terrible. They played the easiest schedule of quarterbacks. Brissett, Danny Dimes, Winston, Watson, DTR, Minshew, Ritter, Cooper Rush, Rudolph, Levis, DTR again, Russell Wilson twice, and Andy Dalton. And Burrow and Chase had that kind of year. Will Burrow get hurt? Okay, one thing. But can Burrow and Chase do that again? And the defense played that schedule and still couldn't stop anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And Pittsburgh upgraded a quarterback, we think.
Yeah, so there's this thing going, by the way, several years here, that's anti-Lamar Jackson in the playoffs.
Yes, right.
Warren Sharp actually pointed out in his preview, much like Josh Allen, neither quarterback are to blame for what happens in the playoffs. They're really good. It's the rest of the team. Like, they need to step up and be better than what they've been. So when you're talking just now about the regular season, I mean, Baltimore they're elite. I've been betting on cross-sport parlays the Bills to have the number one seed overall in the AFC. I should probably do that with the Ravens as well. I think that those two teams probably have the best chances here to do it. And just because we think the AFC North is like loaded, is it? The Browns might be 2 easy wins.
Yep.
Based on who's going to be playing quarterback for that team this year. You have to respect the Steelers, obviously. And Burrow, that offense is so good that you have to at least respect them. But I just can't take him seriously to make a bet to win this division or beyond that because of the defense. And, oh, by the way, because of the head coach. So,
sure.
And this Ravens team has been a unit and a machine for like 5 years now in the regular season. And minus 149 here at Circa is very tantalizing to me.
I think I'm going to take them week 1 in Buffalo.
Are you?
Had the game circled, had to chew on that all offseason. Likely he'll have surgery to fix a broken bone in his foot. He could be out 6 weeks. The Ravens play the Bills, Browns, Lions, and Chiefs in their first 4 games. Most difficult schedule in the league through the first 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm with you. They have enough. They have enough talent.
They have a really good secondary. Baltimore does. Their front 7, not as good as the Steelers or the Browns in this own division, obviously. But a guy we haven't even talked about yet is Derrick Henry, who was, right behind Saquon Barkley for Offensive Player of the Year last year. Easily could have won that award. Saquon deserved it a little bit more, but if things go a little bit differently, he's going to take it down. But what if, and when you look at DK prices here, Paulie, inside this division, for example, most rushing touchdowns by any player in the AFC North is Derrick Henry at -$7. Like, he is such a huge favorite that it's going to create maybe a possibility for somebody else to sneak away with that award. Like, if something were to happen, if they were to bench him late in the season, if they have whatever the scenario might be. Like Chase Brown, guy I love, plus 650. Lamar is 75-1. Is there any way that he could poach enough touchdowns around the goal line from Henry to kind of split those and maybe have more than him at the end of the year?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Most rushing yards in the division.
Mm-hmm.
Henry's -280. Chase Brown plus 650. How about Caleb Johnson, rookie for the Steelers, is 12-1? I thought that was a great draft pick by that team. Now he has Jaylen Warren, and that's it. But Jaylen Warren's not going to, they're not going to be a full handcuff. Warren will be a specialty back, which he's been pretty much his entire career. And I like Warren.
Mm-hmm.
But if something were to happen to Henry, 12-1, much like a couple years ago when I gave out and I bet Lamar Jackson 14-1 most passing yards. He was so far down, people still weren't buying it. And Burrow obviously was in the division. And Deshaun Watson came over and people were had high expectations for him in Cleveland. And Lamar popped that for 14-1. Burrow got hurt that year.
Yeah, the Steeler thing's crazy. They've won double-digit games in each of the last 2 seasons despite leading at halftime in just half of them. Never happened going back to 2000. They won 10 games last year despite leading at halftime in just 5 of them. Same thing the year before. Most teams that win 10 games, Sharp writes, have a decent offense. There have been 61 teams to win 10 or more games in the last 5 seasons. Of those 61 offenses, the Steelers over the last 2 years rank 59th and 60th in yards per play, 58th and 59th in success rate, 56th and 60th in EPA per play. What? this. So I'm going to have a good defense. What if I get something going with the offense and you got Metcalf now? Right. You have Jonnu Smith. Good two good tight ends.
2 good tight ends for sure. DK is going to have to be by far and away the number 1 go-to guy. He's their overall wide receiver room. Not exactly great. Warren Sharp rates him out at 27th overall. Pro Football Focus has their receivers at 29th overall.
Well, are you just okay that I'll just sprinkle in the tight ends or then just feed Metcalf then?
Yeah, I think Jonnu Smith is...
Oh, that's a steal.
Forget about even just what he did last year down the stretch for the Dolphins. I think this goes back to his days in Tennessee. And when he was underutilized, and I think it was Paul Charchian who was coming on saying, I love this guy, but they're not using him in the correct fashion.
Yeah, right.
So maybe Rodgers will make it work with him this season. SOS ranks on the year. Browns second hardest. Another reason to be so down on them. Steelers 9th hardest. Ravens 12th. Bengals 16th overall. Mm-hmm. Division wins. The Ravens have a number of 4.5. Can they get to 5? As much as we like them.
I wouldn't touch it. Yeah, can't get involved. That one's too difficult.
Steelers 2.5 over -130.
2.5?
2.5.
Ooh.
They can't sweep the Browns and then take one from the other 2 teams?
What's the juice?
-130 over 2.5.
Oh.
That's one that I had circled today.
I like that.
Pittsburgh's going to win 9 games this year.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe 10.
Okay. It goes sideways. They win 6 games.
The Steelers.
Yeah. Tomlin out?
I'd say yes.
I would say yes, too.
Didn't even hesitate.
I think everyone in Pittsburgh would agree with you.
Oh, they probably would say...
You get them out now.
If they get blown on the playoffs again, then see you later.
That's right. Take your betting to the next level with First Bet. Sign up now, firstbet.com, promo code VSiN200. Get a 20% rebate on all your wages for the first 60 days, up to $200. Don't miss out. Bet smarter today. Firstbet.com.
You challenged me yesterday when I said I'm starting to buy into Aaron Rodgers.
I couldn't believe it. I know you had 25 years. I was shocked.
Well, I'm not telling you that he's going to be an all-pro quarterback this year.
You're allowed to change your mind. But that was just, you threw me.
But you have to.
It was a big one.
Here's the thing, right, with Rodgers. Again, I think some of those games last year, he played quite well. Like, if he didn't get hurt 2 years ago in the Jets and he played as well as he did last year with a team that we thought they had 2 years ago.
I think that could have been a playoff team do some damage.
Sure. And then, took a while for him to come back from that Achilles. What if he's fully back?
Yeah.
And here's the thing. He's never been a high INT guy. He has taken care of the ball as well as any quarterback in the history of the sport. MLB deadline day. Jim Duquette up next. How many big names will get moved and which teams will be the biggest buyers? We'll ask him coming up on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Season the sharp way with a VSiN Pro subscription. Right now, grab our football special for just $175. An early bird deal that gives you full VSiN access through the Super Bowl. That includes our NFL betting guide, loaded with team previews, power ratings, and season-long best bets. Plus, pro picks sent to your inbox daily, betting splits from DraftKings and Circa, live shows on the VSiN Watch app, and so much more. Don't wait. Sign up now at VSiN.com/subscribe and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Trying to land Jim Duquette here, former GM with the Mets, Power Alley on SiriusXM MLB Network Radio as well. Obviously, it can get a little hairy the day before trade deadline day in Major League Baseball. For example, a trade came down about 10 minutes ago. The Mets, Paulie, little active here. They got Tyler Rogers from the Giants. As Jeff Passan tweeted out, really good, submariner. Doesn't throw hard, but he just gets outs. 1.80 ERA this year, 2.74 over the last 5 years. Super consistent and good pickup here for the Mets.
If you're running a team, would you go for it? Like, if you're the Mariners, would you go for it? And
without a doubt. Paul, they've never won a World Series.
Yep, and you have 8 top 100 prospects. Give it up for a rental. Go get Suarez. Try to make it happen, and try to make a deep run. You didn't even make the World Series when you won 116 games, whatever it was.
Couldn't even get there.
That's right, yeah. Yankees took you out in the ALCS. So
teams like that, the Brewers, another one. By the way, if we got a Brewers-Mariners matchup in the World Series, formerly the Seattle Pilots turned into the Milwaukee Brewers, that'd be a really cool storyline. One of which the country would not watch, but I think it would be awesome.
Cares? Right. Yeah. Cubs the same way.
Sure.
You know, the rumors out there. Could you get Ryan? Could you get Kelly? But I think the Cubs got to go for it too.
And Jim Duquette joins the program now. He is nice enough to join us here in the Progressive Guest Line. Jim, we know it can get sketchy here today, tomorrow, obviously with a deadline. So we definitely appreciate your time. Thanks for popping on.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Mitch. Paulie, it was right in the Mets literally made a trade. It's just being announced now. They picked up a reliever, Tyler Rogers, from the Giants. They gave up three players in return. So the at least the trade deadline for the Mets is starting to get really active. They picked up Gregory Soto the other day, but I really like Tyler Rogers, that submariner from the San Francisco.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to continue to be active, the Mets?
I do. They've been looking for the back end reliever, so I think Rogers fits that billing. If you kind of look at what they did, lefty dominant reliever in Gregory Soto, then you have this submariner Tyler Rogers. So I think they're good there. They're also looking for starting pitching, and they're also looking at potential center field types. Luis Robert, they've been linked to. Cedric Mullins from the Orioles, another one that they've been linked to. So stay tuned. The starting pitching front, I think I've heard Merrill Kelly's name more recently. Joe Kelly out of Minnesota. Sandy Alcantara, there's a possibility there. So they're big fish hunting, which is what you'd expect for the Mets.
With your experience and background, can you take us through the factors that everything you would consider about, is it a rental? How good are my prospects? Can I make the World Series, and everything that comes into play when someone calls and offers you a big deal?
Yeah, it's very complicated. When I was in the front office, there was a lot of pressure, complicating factors. We didn't have as much information as there is available to them now. I wish I had some of this information. It gave you a little bit of agita, not knowing certain things, and you don't have necessarily all of it, but you have a lot more medical information. You have other factors, not only you have exit velocity, you have analytical, so a lot of tech measurements now that help you with, hard hit rates, all that on the offensive side. You have spin rates on the pitching side. All of those things, we used to look at from a more of an objective way through scouts. Now you can do it through the technology. So that's helpful. But in the same sense, all the factors that you were starting to talk about, whether he's a rental or a guy that's under control for a couple of years, you're going to pay more for guys that are, under control for, more than this year or next. Rogers, in this example from the Giants, he's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. But they gave up a pretty heavy price, but you're looking at this from the Mets side of things. You go, all right, well, did we give up anything there that we couldn't replace? And I think the answer is no. You're trying to prevent giving up guys from your system that have high upside that you can get really burned on, right? So the Mets gave up Pete Crow Armstrong a couple years ago. I'm sure you guys have talked about that before, for Javi Baez as a rental. That didn't work out very well for them. They didn't have a lot of information because of certain factors like having COVID and other aspects of that. He was injured at the time. So you're trying to prevent those major type of mistakes when you're making deals like this.
Jim, every baseball reporter I follow on X, they are convinced that Suarez is getting dealt from the Diamondbacks, that today was his last game in a D-backs uniform. Are you in that same boat? If so, where do you think he's going to land?
So you said Suarez. You cut out on me a second.
Oh, yeah, Gino Suarez with the Diamondbacks. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So Suarez, I do think today's is going to be his last day. There's only a few games. Last game. There's only a few games, and I think they play tomorrow, but it would be after the deadline. There are a number of teams that are needing third base. I think when you look at realistically, the Reds were in on him. They just picked up Ke'Bryan Hayes, so they're out. The Mets have been talking about him. They're not really, I think, all that serious. I think when you look at Cubs, Mariners, those seem to be the two teams that are on him the most. And so that for me is something that I would look at, especially because both those teams are looking like they are going to be more aggressive than some of the others. So, the Yankees have been talked about there as well, but I don't see them going down this road quite as far as those other two teams.
What are you hearing on some of the big name pitchers?
Sorry, you cut out on me.
What are you hearing on some of the big name pitchers?
And some of the big name pitchers. Yeah, so to me, it's fascinating because like Zach Gallen, I think is leaving. He's going to be gone. Arizona's, and I think Merrill Kelly too, because they're both free agents. Arizona can get something good, certainly for Kelly. He's one of the better ones. Sandy Alcantara, I'm still up in the air on whether he's going to be gone or not. He hasn't pitched well. Yes, he's under control for a couple more years. The Marlins aren't going to give you a discount for him. They're asking for a premium package for him. I don't know if there's a team out there that's willing to do that. If there is, then they can get him. But he's been a little inconsistent here recently. Joe Ryan is a guy I've heard his name mentioned a lot recently. Wouldn't be shocked if he goes with Minnesota. Those are the main starters that I'm hearing. I haven't heard anything else, at least at the moment. I think that covers most of the starters that I've heard.
What's the most realistic landing spot for Joe Ryan, in your opinion?
Well, so Joe Ryan is a really good fit in so many places, right? Anyone looking for starting pitching, I think the Cubs would be hard pressed to, and try to get him. I think the Mets would be all over him. Mets are really looking for a starter. Yankees are potentially looking for starting rotation. Dodgers are looking for pitching. It could be, they also have a lot of guys, prospects that they could give up. So it's some of those, high revenue teams that are, have strong systems. I don't think the Mariners are in on them. I don't think Texas is. Outside chance, but I don't think the Astros are. So I think that those are the main teams looking for starting pitching that I could see Joe Ryan linked to.
Okay, very good. Jim Duquette, our guest here on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. He hosts Power Alley with Mike Farron on SiriusXM MLB Network Radio. Jim, if you had to bet on the Yankees making a move that will move the needle to you, would you bet the yes on that?
You know what? I would bet the no on a major move, believe it or not. I think when they picked up Austin Slater, for me, that was an indicator that they felt that Aaron Judge was going to be able to come back at some point and go to the outfield. If I had seen a more impactful guy there, I would have said, oh boy, that means that Judge, is iffy for a return to the outfield. I think eventually he comes off the injured list. He starts as the DH and then can go out back to the outfield. Now, this is more speculation, but I've heard from people around the Yankees that they feel like he'll be able to throw coming out of this, time off and after he got the PRP injection. Position player wise, I don't think they're going to do much. I think they're going to add a bullpen piece, but they also have, a couple of relievers coming back off the injured list. Fernando Cruz, Mark Leiter, and they have Luis Gil coming back as a starter. So, if there's a team out there, I can see that's going to, I think, improve on the fringes, but not necessarily look impactful. I think it's the Yankees.
All right. We have about a minute left here, Jim. The team that will make the biggest splash between now and tomorrow will be who?
Mariners or Cubs. Comes down to one of those.
Okay.
Mariners have already started. I think you got to give, Naylor as part of that. Mm-hmm. They could end up with Suarez and a reliever. Back-end reliever. Cubs, I think, they've just started. I think they're going to do something big, too. So look for one in the American League, one in the NL.
Fair enough. You can listen to Jim along with Mike Farron every day on SiriusXM MLB Network Radio. Their show is called Power Alley. Does a great job, obviously, covering the sport that he has been involved with for his entire career. Jim, thanks so much for the time today. We appreciate that.
You got it, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
He joined us here on the Progressive Guest Line. Mariners or Cubs, no hesitation. One in each league.
Mm-hmm.
will make the biggest splash.
Right,
He's right.
good.
You have to include Naylor in that, but
we're the Red Sox.
Yeah, good one.
Come on. Mm-hmm. You get the Devers contract gone off the books. You're right there. You won again today.
All you have to do, Paul, is get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Then you're
going to have
rotation. You're going to have Crochet going in game 1.
Yeah.
Good luck against that.
Yeah. That's disappointing.
Yep.
I'm not surprised, though.
All right, win some, lose some is up next. Terrific reaction from your all-time betting whiffs on the show. Yesterday, we should have known not betting the ponies would come back to haunt people for decades. Wait until you hear some of these stories coming up next.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim. It's the only thing like it in the world.
Elevate your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup, then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to vsin.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
Win Some, Lose Some is sponsored by the Sharp Plays.
Were you a winner last night?
Wow, winning.
Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser! Paulie Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
Incredible story in the WNBA. Weeks ago, Golden State went over their win total. They win again, plus 350 on the money line. They get the playoffs, over 500, all in play. Angel Reese comes back and lights it up. She's gone over a points prop 9 of the last 10. And the Chicago Sky got buried again. Keep an eye on that. Since they had a big upset as a 12-point dog, they've been housed ever since. Most runs in a game, Orioles 10-1, game one of a doubleheader. Highest scoring game likewise as they won 16-4. And congrats to Tom and the others. Jays most wins in July, 26-1. Subscribe, be part of the team, VSiN.com. Our radio and podcast friends, you always want to see these tweets and videos. At Paulie Does Vegas on Instagram. Send them in. We'll put you on. Look at the big fella here, the Bulldog, just laying on the owner's head. Where he's, yeah, I'm comfortable. And why not? Yeah, what of it? You got a problem? Climbs up on the couch. The owner's on the phone. And he's just resting on him on his head.
God, his head is a 20-pound bowling ball.
Yeah. Do you think he wants to go to the bathroom and the owner's not taking the hint, or maybe this is what he does? Yeah, I got to get close to you here. Let's watch a little TV. Call it a night. That's great.
God, they are pork chops, man.
Yeah, they are big fellas. Absolutely. This is great, too. French Bulldog. Will you open the gate, please, so I can come in? Come on. Let's go. What's the holdup? Oh, okay, thanks. Like, he doesn't realize how small he is, and he gets go under every single time. He does it, and the person on Instagram's like, yeah, he does this every single time. He doesn't realize his size. I don't have to open the gate for him. I mean, look how high up it is.
Right.
He can come in no problem. And he's like, okay, open.
Clear.
Thank you.
Good.
Clear is right. Lose some. Aces sparks over, 172.5 up to 175.5. Something maybe I didn't consider was Brink came back for the Sparks. That was her first game, and maybe they didn't have it offensively either way. They had no answer for Wilson, who had, I think, 34, and the Aces took him out.
It's too bad this team kind of stinks. I know they won a couple of titles, but Asia is just...
Oh, she's good.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Blue Jays, 110 up to 130, game 2 of a doubleheader. Nats, plus 130 down to even. Astros bury them. White Sox, plus 175 down to 150. No good there. One lose some. I put this on X at Paulie Howard. I put it on Instagram as well. Can you believe this? We were trying to figure out what happened here. I mean, are you 100% that this is a hit and run? Car, I mean, the whole front of the car is on the ground or gone in a parking garage, and he parked backing in. Like, is there any way that person could drive the car like that?
Yes.
Really?
I can't. I would lean hit and run, but there's no way in Las Vegas. There's no way I would go 100%.
Yeah, but so if you...
Paul, do you know how many times the people have damaged, like, the walls here coming down the parking ramp? Have you ever noticed that? And people are repairing them when we leave here?
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Really?
All the time.
But okay, so I understand your point, but why would you continue to drive and then park the car, though? You cannot drive that car with the stuff. Anyways, according to sources, it was a hit and run, which leads me to this. Who is going that fast in a parking garage to do that kind of damage? Look at that.
Here's the thing. Is there a chance it was a hit and run like in downtown, a couple blocks away, and he's like, oh, I'm circus right there. I might as well go drink and gamble now. What else am I going to do?
I can't confirm this, but if the person, imagine you just walk in, your car's fine, you park it like that, then you come out, what happened? Oh, no.
Well, I can't imagine
that's the other
happen,
thing.
Yeah.
You know, what happens?
I have an all-time story involving a speed bump here in Las Vegas. You remember this?
Oh, no.
When it stopped my car in my tracks. The problem is it would take me probably 20 minutes to tell the story.
Yep.
So I can't, that's too much.
Several bad beats. How about Seth Lugo, outs under?
Oh!
2 outs, nobody on. 1 out away. He can't complete the inning.
Sailing along.
Cruising. Shutout.
He had 6 chances to get 1 more out.
Yes.
Couldn't do it.
Couldn't get it done.
And he was at like a minimal pitch count as well.
Yep. Phillies, White Sox under. 9 or 8.5. 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th, 6-1. 2-run shot, 6-3 final. Today, Arizona, Detroit under. 8.5, 7-1. Top of the 9th, 2 outs, nobody on. Home run. You lose. Tough one. For the line move, Sharp plays already there. Jeff and the crew do a great job. They don't follow the market. They help shape it. You're not going to outmuscle billion-dollar books of full-time Sharps all by yourself. With the sharp plays, you don't have to. Backed by advanced AI, connected to trusted insider sources. Sharp Plays delivers the kind of edge serious bettors count on every day. Free betting reports, real-time alerts, market-moving insights, straight to your inbox or X feed. Not some summer side hustle. He's been doing it since 2011. Been with Follow the Money from day one. You remember Mr. Poison? Documented results, public logs, and receipts. SharpPlays.com, trusted by the pros, watched by the books. Incredible response yesterday to biggest whiff with your bets over the years. FTM at VSiN.com. Send them in too, by the way. Mama's Pizzeria is open tomorrow with the tip jar. This is from David. Corbin Burns, Cy Young, 50-1 for $100. DL in mid-May. I panicked. I took the $700 cash out. Cost me over $4,000. McTavish, McDowell. Jags alt-win unders when Urban Meyer took over.
Great call.
No way that was going to work. That is a good call.
I do recall.
Absolutely.
There was no way for us to bet this anywhere like in Las Vegas when you were on the air doing mornings back then. I was adamant to bet him to be the first coach fired. There was no way Urban Meyer to Jacksonville was going to work out. I didn't think it was going to go down in flames like that, but I thought it was going to be a disaster nonetheless.
Mike from Connecticut. 2002 Belmont Stakes. War Emblem was going for the Triple Crown. I was so geared up to see it happen. For my try, I played War Emblem on top with 4 horses underneath, including Sarava, 80-1. I didn't box it, though, because I was having a rough day. Boxing the ticket would have been $60 for $1. I spent $20 doing it my way, not thinking that even if he won, I would have paid back what I bet. The try came back $13,000 for $1. 80-1 over 15-1 over 20-1. I've been to every Belmont since 1994 except for COVID. Tough.
That's a killer.
There's a lot like that. About
the one from Phil is all-time.
You have it? The 93 Breeders' Cup Classic. I used to bet Jerry Bailey 100 across. $20 exacta wheels 4 times a year. The Triple Crowns and the Classic. Bailey didn't have a mount until late on a throwaway from France. I was at a wedding and never checked back to see if he got a mount. The horse paid $270 on a $2 ticket, and the tribe paid $1,200. My winnings would have been around $40,000. My second happened on 1998. My twins were born on 5/3/96. I played that number straight for $20 every day through January 21st. It was the last day of tax-free shopping, and my wife needed money for the kids' clothes. I gave her what I had and never bought my numbers. You know what happened? 5/3/96 straight, $100,000 down the bleep. Phil. Joe Rahm. Ed Dotson, 75-1, $250 bet, first touchdown Super Bowl. Scores, buddies go crazy. I'm jumping up and down, down at the 1.
I'm right there with them.
Oh, these are good.
We a bunch of us had that last year.
Yep.
That was sickening. I also had Gainwell 3 years ago, first touchdown.
Down at the 1.
Huge tickets. I had him anytime. I got him first. I had you name it.
Yeah.
Touchdown, Eagles. Hold on. Let's go back and take a peek. Now his knee was down. Twice with the Eagles last 3 years in the Super Bowl.
Fun discussion. See if Mike Palm has one coming up. Our buddy Jordan says Georgia over TCU in the national title game. That's a great call, right?
I can't believe I
because of what had to go in to beat Michigan, and they got right. Georgia had been there. Georgia was over 2 seconds in. Wasn't it 14-0 right away?
Yeah, they were a juggernaut.
Yeah, he was also making the case in play. He's like, this isn't going to change. What was that, 70-10 or something?
That should have been.
Yeah.
They were 13.5 for the game. Not even above two touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's a suitcase bet.
Piece of cake. Good call. That was a good one.
Well, tomorrow the tip jar is open, Paulie.
Yep.
So you can
to it.
You can drop your recommendations. What we do here is we take you into the pizzeria, sponsored by Mama's Pizza. You can email the show, ftm@vsin.com, ftm@vsin.com. Put your name on it. Your play, state that you're from as well, and then on X as well, at VSiN Live, at Mitch Moss Radio, at Paulie Howard. So some long shot bets that you're tying up during the football season, right around the corner, others, whatever. Last week, I got to tell you, was probably the best edition we've ever had at the pizzeria.
I think so.
The creativity that bettors got into last week. So see if you can match that for tomorrow's episode as well.
Forward to it. I want to bring that. Do I have time?
Logan Webb has 10 Ks through 4 innings, by the way.
Did you see this Gilbert Arena story?
Oh, well, yeah.
Did you read it?
No, I haven't had a chance to yet.
Arrested in connection with a federal indictment that he hosted illegal high-stakes poker games at his mansion. He had an arms dealer from Israel. If convicted, looking at 5 years on each count. The group hired chefs, valets, and armed security. Young women served drinks, provided massages, and offered companionship in exchanges for tips.
Hold it. Glenn Clark on the show up next. Covers the Ravens. Press Box Online, 105.7 The Fan in Baltimore. He's been really good at finding bets in this division for years. What is he like this year? Find out next.
Introducing the $500 trifecta. Use your GBank Visa signature credit card within 3 months of account opening and deposit